Adobe Photoshop Touch for phones is a brilliant little app that we can use on our mobile phones to edit and enhance our images on the go. Now, the interface on this app is not as user-friendly or intuitive to use as some of the other photo apps on the market, but the app is far more powerful and allows you a lot more creative control over your images than anything else on the market. So once you get used to it, it is really fun to use. In this video, I'll be showing you guys a brief overview of some of the basic features of this app, and in the process I'll take this image and change it into this in a few easy steps. This video is also the first in a series of videos where I'll be sharing with you guys fun and creative techniques that we can easily apply on our images using this app. When you start up the app, you're greeted with your project management screen. In here, if you have current projects you're working on, you'll be able to see them. If you just tap on them, you'll be able to open it up. And up here, we have a menu button. In here, we can manage our projects. We can delete them, duplicate them, move them. And basically, to use it, you first have to tap on the function you want to use. Let's say we want to delete it. So tap on delete, then tap on the project I want to delete. I can select multiple ones if I want, and then tap on either OK or cancel down here. Now I'm going to tap on cancel. Very importantly, in our settings, up here in the top right hand corner, a little gear, under image import, we can set up the maximum import resolution for our images. We can step it all the way up into 12 megapixels in this version, but I would suggest just set it to the megapixel rating of your camera. In my case, it will be 8 megapixels. I'm doing this tutorial on a Samsung S3. Tap on done. So now how do we start a new project? It's easy. We just tap down here on the new project button, and now we can start a project using an image that's currently on our phone from our photo library. We can start one from the Creative Cloud or open up a project from the Creative Cloud. We can utilize our camera, take a shot and use that directly in our project, or just a blank document. I'm going to tap on Photo Library, then choose Gallery, navigate to the image I want to use on my phone and just tap on that and it will open it up. Now here's a tip: should your app crash while doing this, you need to clear the RAM on your phone. So just open up the RAM manager on your phone, make sure you clear the RAM, close all other active apps and open up the app again. If it still crashes, you probably just need to restart your phone. Let's have a look at what tools we have available in the app and where they are. If we tap on the bottom left hand corner here, we open up our toolbar, and in here if we tap and drag on a specific icon, we'll open up the nested tools underneath it. So there we have our healing brush, clone brush, etc. We have a paint brush, effects brush, a spray tool. Down here we have a couple of really easy to use selection tools and a couple of the more standard selection tools, and that you'll see that if I select a specific tool, in the bottom bar I have a couple of options that I can change and customize for that tool, such as brush sizes, colors, etc. Now as we progress through the tutorials, I'll deal with a lot of tools, these tools, and show you guys how to use them. Up on the top we have a selection menu. In here, once we create a selection, we can manage it, we can copy it, merge it, deselect it, etc. We have a couple of adjustment options, so we can change the curves and levels on this app, shadow highlights, replace color, really easy to use. Under the effects menu, under here we'll find a couple of really creative effects we can apply easily to our images. So under the basic tab we have our sharpens and blurs. Under stylize we have a couple of more artistic options, and under artistic we even have more like scratches and a comic effect. And under photo we have an alt sepia look, sunny afternoons, HDR look, and a couple of other really great ones to use as well. But most importantly, under the more menu, or this little ampersand, we'll find our crop tool, our text tool, gradient fill tools, a lens flare tool, and a new camera fill tool. Because you see, this app has been designed to utilize some of the features of your phone, such as your cameras. And I'll show you guys later on how to use this one as well. Now the best feature of this app is that it allows us to edit in layers. Now to get to our layers palette, we simply tap down here in the bottom right hand corner, and this opens up our layer palette. And in here, if I tap on the plus, I can add layers from images that's already on my phone. A photo layer, empty layer, I can duplicate a layer. I'm just going to duplicate this layer for now. Tap on done. And right next to the plus, if I tap there on this little stack icon, I can change the opacity of my layers and blending modes. Now this gives us also a lot of creative freedom, and later on I'll show you guys how to use this. Just tap there to exit it. Great, so let's edit our image using the layers palette. So remember, I just created a duplicate layer, and I'm now going to use the more menu and choose lens flare to add a setting sun to my image. And to change my lens flare and move it around, I just tap on the flare itself, and I can move it and position it wherever I want in the image. In this case, I'm just going to position it right here on the wharf. And down here, I can choose the type of flare that I want. I kind of like this one, JJ. Now, if you look at the flare that we're getting from that, I guess this is a nod to quite a famous director. But let's step back to sunset flare, and I'm going to fiddle a little bit with the intensity. And the scale. Great, like that. I'm going to tap on apply. Now I'm not done on this layer. I'm now going to tap on the adjustments menu. I'm going to choose temperature, and I'm going to slide the slider a little bit towards the right to give it a more warm feeling. Like that. Tap on apply. So if I step back to my layers palette, that's my top layer with my effects on it, and that's a normal layer beneath it. Great, so now I just want to try and fix up the sky. I want to add a little bit of color to it and a little bit of mood. To do that, I'm going to apply a gradient fill. But first, I'm going to step back in my layers palette, tap on the plus, create an empty layer to apply my effect to. Tap on done. Go back to the more menu, choose gradient. Now the gradient fill at first looks really difficult to use, but let me show you that it's actually straightforward. I'm going to tap down in the bottom left hand corner on this little palette. Then I open up my gradient editor. I'm going to tap on this menu button. I'm going to choose linear type. Then I'm going to tap down here on the color so I can change the color on the gradient. I want a little bit more of an orange reddish color. Now to select the color, you can always use the swatches menu as well. Use saturation, brightness, or RGB values if you know them. So I'm going to step back to them. And to close the editor, just simply tap somewhere outside. Don't hit the apply, because then you'll apply the gradient. Now I'm not done editing it yet. So I'm just going to tap and drag these control points around so I can position the gradient where I want it. I think something like that will do. Tap and apply. Now of course my gradient looks a little bit silly. So let's step back into the layers palette and adjust the opacity slightly, and I'm going to change the blending mode to multiply, so you could get the colors to interact with each other a little bit more between the top layer and the middle layer. Probably around there. Just tap there on the empty workspace to exit it. Great, kind of like that. Right, so now I just want to manage my layers a little bit. So tap back into my layers palette, tap the little icon right here, and now you'll see here I also have an option to delete the specific layer, or this icon in the middle. In here I can actually now flatten the image, merge, visible, merge down. I'm just going to choose flatten. Gets rid of all the layers, so my project will be smaller now on the disk, easier to process. Save out. And now I'm almost done. I just want to give it a little bit of a crop. So back into my more menu, crop image. Now unfortunately with the crop tool in Adobe Photoshop Touch, we don't have nice presets like a 1:1 square crop or 4:3 to help us. We have to tap on this little triangle in the corner, and in here we can enter specific pixel values. So you're going to have to go work them out for your specific ratios. I can link my proportions, and I'm just going to tap and pinch zoom a little bit to rotate inside my cropping, because that's actually what I want to do. I'm just going to simply tap and drag this little bended arrow. See, quite easy. Just going to rotate it somewhere there. Kind of like that cropping, just hit apply. So you go, kind of like that. I think I'm done editing this image. So what do we do now? We just simply tap on done at the top, save project, and there we go. And now we'll see our project being added. And in our project manager, to rename it, we just simply tap the name. There we go. Tap on done. And now we're ready to export this image. So how do we do that? How do we export it into a usable file format so we can paste it up onto Facebook or so? So what we do is tap on the export button, and here we have a couple of options: to upload to Creative Cloud or save to gallery or share. I was going to choose save to gallery. And on Adobe Photoshop Touch for phone, we only have a choice between two file formats, either JPEG or PNG. So I'm going to select JPEG, tap on the project I want to export, and tap OK. And there we go. Project done. See you next time.